Hello, Griffin Pilgrim here. This video is going to be something of a ramble, so please forgive any drifting off the points and so on, because there's probably going to be a lot. I recently started a conversation in my message box. I won't say with who, that's not fair, but he's a conspiracy nut. And it started me thinking about conspiracies, not any conspiracy in particular, because that's not really what I'm talking about. If I was going to do something about a specific conspiracy, I'd have done better research. But it started me thinking about what's behind conspiracy theories, what motivates people to assume malice behind every random bad thing that happens, and worse, to assume that every random bad thing that happens is actually the part of some great big plan started by whoever, Illuminati, New World Order, Catholic Church, Little Grey Men, whatever. So, first, I'd like to bring up why I tend not to believe in conspiracies without quite a hefty weight of evidence behind them. I heard this thing. It's related to everybody's favourite Occam's razor, but it's called Hanlon's razor, and it goes like this. Never ascribe to malice that which can be adequately explained by stupidity. Or, to put it another way, more people screw up than deliberately try to hurt people. So, if there's something that has gone horribly wrong, check first to make sure that it couldn't have happened because somebody screwed up, rather than because someone deliberately wanted it to happen. And the other reason, probably the biggest reason, is that there's a big question behind a lot of these conspiracy theories that nobody ever seems able to answer, which is the question, why? To pick one at random, the whole 9/11 truthers business. Why would the American government have faked that attack? To start a war? Yeah, like an American government has ever needed help for that. And, you know, if you're going to provoke some sort of incident to start a war, there are easier ways to do it. Likewise, everybody's favourite, the NWO. Why? Assuming you had the level of power that the NWO would have to be able to pull off the sorts of things people say they're doing, why would you make a bid for more power? You've already got all the power. Plus, you know, any group that feels the need to put all their secret messages on the money is not a group that's really going to be in a position to do anything coherent and intelligent. But that's another video entirely. Anyway, no big conspiracy theory has ever convinced me with the why, and if there isn't a why, then I don't believe it happened. Because people, as a rule, don't just do random shit for no reason. Well, some do, but they tend not to be coherent enough to actually form conspiracies. Or, you know, sentences. So, that done, why do we think that people tend to resort to conspiracy theories? Well, I'm not a psychologist, I'm not an anthropologist, I'm not a sociologist, so anything I say here is just my opinion, my ideas, no weight of scholarship behind it. Get that out of the way right now. But my belief is it's because the world is chaotic, and human society in particular. Things happen all the time for no reason at all. Good things happen to bad people, bad things happen to good people, stupid things happen to just about everybody. And most of the time there's no one obvious reason for these things happening. They just happen. One or another cause led to an effect, which led to another cause, which then mingled with another effect, and so on, and it happened. Part of accepting the world is, well, part of, you know, getting on in the world is accepting that that is going to happen, and you just have to put up with it. But I think some people just can't handle that. The idea that the world doesn't care about them, really, that there's nothing controlling the world, there's no order behind it all, it's just stuff, for lack of a better description. And so, they ascribe everything in the world that they don't like to this grand conspiracy, whatever it may be. And that makes it a lot easier for them to understand. It's all their fault. They did it. Damn them. So they've always got a reason for everything bad that happens, and better yet, they've got someone to blame, which is a very important crutch for a lot of people. And there's also just a slight element that they might be able to stop all of this. Not likely, because most people behind conspiracies tend to hold up, oh, the conspiracy cannot be stopped, which, you know, opens up the question of why they bother telling everybody about it then, but whatever. But if there is some grand conspiracy, then there's a hope, however small, that that conspiracy can eventually be defeated, and the whole world will turn into a shiny, happy place, la 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 la. So, you know, as I said, just a thought, just a little hypothesis cooked up in my little brain, but just something I felt like sharing. And this message has been brought to you by the Illuminati in conjunction with the New World Order, the aliens from outer space, the reptilians, and probably the Catholic Church too, the Consortium of Jewish Bankers, let's not forget them, and okay, that's all I can think of off the top of my head. Nighty night, and, you know, go watch something a little better put together.